Hello my fiery friends, welcome to another fiery fun stream. I am your host the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you are at. So, it is time for the midweek magic event, and also thankfully it happens to fall upon a deck that actually I've already been kind of building. Actually, I wasn't quite ready with this one, but I realized, with the event coming up, why not we just push it out there just the same? What exactly are we talking about? Well, let's go ahead and let's show you exactly what we're going to be playing for today. All right, here we go. We're jumping on into it right here now. Awesome. Okay, so midweek magic event, as it says, is going to be focused on, of course, the Final Fantasy set. So it's the Brawl Builder Challenge this week. So it's actually been a little while since we've done a midweek magic event. As it says right here, we're building, of course, a Brawl deck. We could choose any commander from Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy and build a 100-card Brawl deck from any set of cards in Arena. So this is perfect for us because already I kind of had an idea for one that I don't know if it's going to do well, but you know what? Let's give it a shot just the same. So we're going to start here. We'll just jump right into it. We'll show you again. The deck we're calling it today is going to be Pirates of Ivalice. I guess if those of you that are, what is this? Final Fantasy 12? I kind of saw a little bit of this game years ago. I actually never really played it, but I did see my friends play it. So this one probably would have been something I probably would have played back in the day if I actually took the time to actually, sit down and play it on PS2. But otherwise, for those of you that are still trying to figure out like how's this all going to work, thanks again for joining us, and for this we're going to be explaining, of course, the deck tech itself. We'll go over all the stats of the deck. We'll explain again how the deck is supposed to work. We'll then go over as many games as possible. Since this is Brawl, it's going to be all best of ones today. About halfway through the stream, if we're still on the midweek magic event, or if we've already jumped over to regular Brawl, we'll just play as many matches as possible with an upgraded version of the deck and see how well that does. Either way today, we're going to have a lot of fun doing so. But again, before we get started, as always, if you do like any of the content that we do, if you are a fan of budget Magic the Gathering, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you watch the content, so you don't miss out on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, deck techs, live streams, and so much more. Okay, so let's start off, of course, with the stats of the deck, because longtime viewers of the channel know how we do it. We have to talk about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So, Pirates of Ivalice here, as you can see, is a Gruul deck, meaning it is red and green colors. We're looking at an average mana curve about 2.6, and we'll be rocking 20 creatures in the deck, 10 instants, 13 sorceries, 16 artifacts, 5 enchantments, single planeswalker, single battle, and 35 lands for the curve. For that, how this all works? Well, again, if you're a fan of, I think, yeah, it's Final Fantasy 12. So this is where these two characters come from. Balthier and, is it Fran or Fran? I don't remember. It's been so many years since I've seen this gameplay. But either way, it's the two of them. It's a legendary creature. Gruul colors 3, 4/3 human rabbit, and they have reach. So it says vehicles you control get +1/+1, have vigilance and reach. Whenever a vehicle is crewed by these two, the turn it attacks, if it's the first combat phase of the turn, you can pay 3 mana. If you do, after this phase, there's an additional combat phase. So we actually never really played decks that kind of focus on combat phases, but hopefully with 1 or 2 quick swings, we can just smash away to victory after kind of forcing through another combat phase. So that's kind of how the deck was working. Although technically I know it says pirates, so I know it's a little confusing, but from what I remember, I think these two are sky pirates from the game. So that's kind of why I was like gonna do a little bit of a pseudo pirate sub theme. I know it's not really much of a pirate sub theme because I realize that these colors are not the best colors if it comes to that kind of stuff. In fact, actually, this is not even the best color combination for vehicles, but we're still gonna make it work just the same. Oh, hey, Dead Splendid. Good morning. Hello, my fiery friend. Thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. But okay, you're just in time right now to see us talk about this deck to see if it actually can pull itself off some wins. So, with that, let's go ahead and start now with the one-drop slot here. Starting off with Dynamite Diver here, Goblin Pirate. I'm sorry, Goblin Pilot, not Pirate. But either way, it still helps us out here. Because again, with it being a pilot, it can then crew vehicles as if its power was 2 greater. If it dies, deals 1 damage to any target. Mostly it's just here again just to help us pilot bigger stuff. Reckless Lackey is a Goblin Pirate, however, it has first strike and haste. You can sacrifice it later on to then draw a card and create a treasure token. You'll notice, of course, as we kind of go through this, you want to try to ramp as much as possible to get as many big vehicles out, so we're going to be doing a sub-theme of treasures, which I guess treasure is kind of something that pirates like, so I guess that kind of works out. Road Rage here, instant speed, deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, where X is 2 plus the number of mounts and vehicles we control, so this can be a great scaling up removal spell as the game progresses. Strike It Rich here just helps us helps us create a treasure token. You can flash it back for 3 to create another treasure token. Great for us for pseudo ramping. Defend the Rider here. Target permanent we control gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. And also we can also play it instead to create a 1/1 colorless pilot token. So this is actually great for us to kind of either create maybe a chump blocker with a pilot, something we can use to crew stuff up, or just help us protect whatever we need on the board at that moment. Speaking of instant speed protection, we also have Tamiyo Safekeeping. Does the exact same thing as Defend a Rider. However, it will give the permanent, it will help us gain 2 life. Thirsting Roots here, we could choose one. We can search our library for a basic land, or we can then proliferate. We don't really do too much +1/+1 counter stuff here, but there are enough cards that I think this could be valuable, so that's why we're going to have it in the deck. In the 2-drop slots, now where things are going to get more interesting for us. So we're starting off with Bitter Reunion here. 2-mana enchantment. When it enters, discard a card, and if you do, draw a card. Pay 1 and sacrifice the enchantment and give all of our creatures haste until end of turn. So with the right turn here and the right amount of Gruul Vehicles, we can then turn on everything to make it extremely strong and it hit hard really quickly here. So this is great for us for the late game. Burner Rocket here is an artifact vehicle, has flash, and of course when this vehicle enters, target creature we control gets +2/+2 and +2/+0 and then trample until end of turn. You can crew it for a run, but ideally you want to use this as a combat trick just to kind of push through some more damage. Cathartic Pyre here, great for us for either spot removal as a 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, or just simply use it for some card draw to discard a card and draw a card. Demand Answer is similar to the other ones here. Discard a card to then draw 2 cards, or you can sacrifice an artifact. We have tons of vehicles, so it should be fine if we sacrifice at least 1 or 2 vehicles on the way, or a treasure token. Kickoff Celebration, same thing. We're going to be using the Start Our Engines mechanic here, but then we'll discard a card to draw 2 cards. If we hit max speed with it, we can then sacrifice the enchantment at instant speed and give all our creatures and vehicles haste until end of turn. This is actually really sweet for us. Prompto Argentum, legendary creature, human scout. He has haste and has okay, so I don't play Final Fantasy 15, but I guess his ability is Selfie Shot. I don't know. I find that a little weird, but if you played the game, I guess you probably could explain it better than me. Any case, his ability just says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 more mana, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, you get to create a treasure token. Thankfully, we do have a small amount of 4-drops here that can help him kind of trigger off that ability. Speedway Fanatic here, human pilot, has haste. Whenever this creature crews a vehicle, that vehicle will gain haste until end of turn. So we can use this to be super aggro. Wily Goblin, Goblin Pirate. When it enters, you create a treasure token. So again, just helps us with pseudo ramping. Collective Resistance here, it has the Escalate ability, but for instant speed, you can choose 1 or more. Destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment, or give a creature hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. A new card from us, technically Newfound Adventures, but it's actually called Farseek. But either way, this is sorcery speed. I'm really happy this card actually entered into Arena here. You search your library for a plains, island, swamp, or mountain card and put it onto the battlefield tapped. What's great about this is it doesn't have to be a basic, so this is great for us for ramping with our game plan. Heritage Reclamation here, another artifact and enchantment hate card, or you can use it for a pseudo graveyard hate to exile a card from a graveyard and then draw a card. Into the north again for ramping purposes, pull out a snowland and put it onto the battlefield tapped. Intrepid Stablemaster here, also going to be one of our few mana dorks, but it's actually really good for us. You can tap it either to add green mana, or you can tap it to add 2 mana of any one color, but it has to be spent on a mount or vehicle. We have plenty of those to work with. Kenris Transformation, this may look a little out of place in the deck, but hear me out for a second here. Great card for us to put down on a creature that we just don't want to deal with, and then turn off all their abilities. So it can be great to turn off maybe like someone's commander or whatever, so this gives us time to then build up our game plan while it kind of shuts down theirs. Rampant Growth here. Again, another one of our 2 mana cards that helps us just dig out lands to help us ramp. Roaring Earth here. We don't really do too much of the landfall shenanigans, but this can be helpful for us because anytime a land we control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature or a vehicle. So this is great for us for that. The channel ability sometimes is helpful, but most likely it's just to put counters on stuff. Run Over here at instant speed. This spell costs 1 less to cast if it targets a mount or a vehicle we control. Then target creature you control will deal damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. So again, more spot removal for us. Sylvan Scrying, another 2 mana sorcery speed land fetching card. So pull out whatever land we want, put it into our hand. Tangled Fluorohedron here, another either mana dork, it could be a tap land at a pinch. Stomp here, same thing. It can be again more spot removal for us, or it could be a dual tap land. Goblin Archaeomancer here helps us dig out because it just cheapens all of our stuff here, because each spell we cast that's red or green will be 1 less to cast. Gruul Charm here can either hit damage to each creature with flying for 3, or gains control of all permanents. We can get them back to our side of the field, or creatures without flying can't block this turn. Either way, great for us to again just push stuff. Invasion of Aragamon here. That's Battle Siege. When this enters, create a treasure token, discard a card, and draw a card. If we flip it into the other side here, Truga Cliff Charger here, it has a Rhino that has Trample. When this creature enters, you can then discard a card, and if we do, you just can dig out another land or battle card and put it into our hand. We don't have any other battle cards, but this works perfectly fine for what we're trying to do. We also are going to utilize here Rocketeer Boost Buggy here. Vehicle here, when it enters, create a treasure token. We have the exhaust ability on it, so this means this vehicle can become an artifact creature and put +1/+1 counter on it, or just simply crew it for 1. Ruby Daring Tracker here, one of our slightly more expensive mana dorks here, but she's a human scout, has haste, so we can immediately tap her for some mana. If she attacks while we control a creature with power 4 or greater, she gets a boost of +2/+2 until end of turn. Arcane Signet here, again, it's just great for us for as a mana rock. Guideline Matrix here, it enters, draws a card, and then we could use it to then tap and then play 2 to then give a vehicle we control artifact creature status. So again, just great for us to then speed up a little bit of the crewing process. One of our other vehicles here, regular Bankbuster here, enters with some charge counters. Then you can then remove a charge counter, then draw some cards. Once it gets to the final part of it, you get to create a treasure token, and you get to create a pilot token. So that's great for us. Unlicensed Hearse here, one of our few graveyard hate options in the deck, but it's actually really good for us. You can exile the 2 target cards from it from our graveyard by tapping it, and then its power and toughness is equal to the number of cards exiled with it. Crew it for 2. Going on to the 3-drop slot here, we'll have a couple more pirates for us. Breaches, Eager Pillager here. First Strike Goblin Pirate, and it says whenever a pirate we control attacks, choose one of these that hasn't been chosen this turn. Create a treasure token. Target creature can't block this turn, or exile the top card of our library to then play that card. So great for us for a little bit of everything. Another pirate here, Captain Lannery Storm, human pirate with haste. Whenever Lannery Storm attacks, create a treasure token. Whenever you sacrifice a treasure, Lannery Storm will get +1/+0 until end of turn. Plundering Pirate here, again, another just simple cheap option for us. It enters and it creates a treasure token. Red Cap Thief, not a actual pirate, but it's still a rogue, and it still helps us create a treasure token when it enters. Seize the Spells, for us, we have to discard a card, draw 2 cards, but we'll also get to create a treasure token. Sundering Eruption here destroys a land. We can then force the controller to either dig out a basic land. So we can use this either for ourselves, or we can use it to destroy something our opponent has, or it can also be a land if we need it to be. Vaughn, Street Thief here, also from Final Fantasy XII. That's actually kind of nice for us. Human Scout, legendary creature, 2/2 that says whenever 1 or more scouts, pirates, and or rogues we control deal combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library, and you can cast it. And if you don't, you get to create a treasure token. So it kind of works again with the whole game plan here, just to help us again kind of steal some stuff. It works well with our scouts and pirates, so that's why we kind of leaned in that direction for our creature types. And if we don't, and if we do manage to cast a spell, we can put a bunch of counters on each of them, which is actually great for us to pump up the whole team. Bala Get Recover here, it's either a tap land, or you can use it to bring back any card from our graveyard back to our hand. Clifftop Lookout here, Frog Scout, it has reach, it has 1/2. When it enters, just go, of course, through our library until we get a land card and put it onto the battlefield tapped for ramping. Cultivate here, again, for more ramping, we could dig out 2 basics. Jewel Thief here, again, is the Cat Rogue. When it enters, you get to create a treasure token. We'll also utilize Lumbering World Wagon here. So this vehicle's power is equal to the number of lands we control. Whenever this vehicle attacks or enters, we get to dig out a basic land and put it onto the battlefield. So that, and then we can put it down on shuffle. So great. And that's also crew for 4. Spelunking here. Again, another card that I absolutely do love a lot of. Card enters, draw a card, and then put a land card from our hand onto the battlefield. But the real reason why I like it is because lands we control enter untapped. So actually great for us. Tireless Provisioner here. If you're running green, you have to run a card like this. Has landfall. Whenever a land we control enters, make a food token or make a treasure token to help us either way. Velo Heart Bike here. When it enters, gain 2 life, and also you can tap it as a actual mana rock for us, or you can use that as a vehicle to crew it for 2 to become a 4/2. Thunderous Velocipede here, another sweet card for our deck here. It's a vehicle, it's a 5/5, and it has trample. Each other vehicle and creature we control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it if it's a mana value of 4 or less, or it enters with 3 additional +1/+1 counters on it. You can crew it for 3, so it's actually really sweet for us. Adventurous Airship here from Final Fantasy. It has flying. It's a vehicle that when it attacks, draw a card and discard a card. Cultivator's Caravan here is a 3 mana rock for us. You can crew it and make it a 5/5 creature, or just tap it to add 1 mana of any color. In the 4-drop slot here, we have Brazen Freeboater here. So when this enters, create a treasure token. It's a pirate. Chandra Spark Hunter, one of our only planeswalkers deck, but it works really well with our game plan here. Her ability allows us to then choose up to 1 target vehicle and make it an artifact creature and gain haste. Plus tick up to +2 to then sacrifice an artifact or discard a card to draw a card. Then 0 it, otherwise to make it a 3/2 colorless vehicle artifact creature token, we could crew cost of 1. We -7, not too often with this card, but if we do manage to get to there, we can make an emblem that says whenever an artifact we control enters, that emblem will deal 3 damage to any target. So great for us in the late game. Reckless Velocitar. Wait, Reckless Velocitar. Oh, okay. It's a Minotaur. It's such a weird way they phrased it, but you get that what it's saying. It's a Minotaur pilot, 3/3 that says whenever this creature saddles a mount or crews a vehicle during our main phase, that mount or vehicle will get +2/+0 and gain trample until end of turn. It's great for us for pushing through damage. Capenna Express, although it's modified with alchemy, nerfs, and buffs, it still works for us. We're going to use it just the same here. Sacrifice a treasure, then make this a artifact creature until end of turn. Pretty actually good for stats if we make it an artifact creature. A 7/7 for 4 mana that has a crew of 3. Pretty nice. Glittermonger here, it's an elf rogue. We could tap it to just create more treasures for us. We can then use it for ramping. We have Surge Hacker Mech here. When the mech enters, it deals damage equal to twice the number of vehicles we control to target creature or planeswalker and opponent controls. Otherwise, it's a 5/5 that has crew of 4. Untethered Express here is a vehicle with trample and it has crew of 1. It's a 4/4 if it becomes an artifact creature. Whenever this vehicle attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And then, of course, we're going to have, of course, the flying boat itself. Sky Sovereign console flagship here. 5 mana, 6/5 flying boat that when it enters or attacks, deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker and opponent controls. Crew it for 3. Almost done here, everybody. Fast and fast and furious here. So on one side, it's either discard a card or draw 2 cards, or on the furious side, 3 damage to each creature without flying. So one of our small wraths for the deck. And then finally, one of the biggest spells that we have in the deck, push the limits at 7 manas here. So this is a sorcery that brings back all mounts and vehicle cards from our graveyard to the battlefield. You sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. Vehicles we control become artifact creatures until end of turn, and creatures we control gain haste until end of turn. So literally, if everything gets blown up, use a single card to bring back everything, put it all up onto the field, and we can just smash away to victory, if of course this manages to work itself out. Not too often it's going to happen here, but it's a nice splashy way to finish off our opponent here. Oh, Sneaky Toilet, thanks again for joining us this morning. Good morning. Another reason you must use Vaughn is because he's the main character of Final Fantasy XII. Okay, that's true. Again, I don't know too much of the game, but he've definitely had to go into the deck because he fits so well with the theme, so I got to do it for flavor purposes, if nothing else. All right, almost done here. Let's go over the lands real quick for us, everybody. So we have 7 mountains. We have 7 forests as our basics, but however, we're also going to utilize 2 snow-covered mountains and 2 snow-covered forests, again, because we are utilizing into the north. Otherwise, we'll have rocky roads here, wild roads here. We'll also utilize a bunch of our cheap tap lands that we have, but again, we'll talk about an upgraded version later on. But for now, we'll use Bristling Backwoods, Game Trail, Highland Forest, Racer's Rag, Rugged Highlands, Slagwood Bridge, and Wooded Ridgeline here for all of our cheap stuff. For some utility lands, we'll use Arid Archway here so we can bounce it back and then make some extra mana later on. Buried Ruin here can be great for us. We can sacrifice to bring back an artifact card we do want to keep on back from the graveyard to our hand. Captivating Card is going to be one of our fetch lands, along with Evolving Wilds here. Command Tower is, of course, a staple for a deck like this. Demolition Field is always going to be a staple to destroy non-basic lands we don't want to deal with here. Mech Hanger, because we do have a lot of vehicles, so this is great for us. And finally, to round it out, some pseudo-light additional graveyard hit in Pit of Offerings. But otherwise, that is the whole deck, everybody. Whew, as always, I do appreciate all of you hanging in there to hear me out for the entire deck tech. But let's go ahead, let's stop talking now, and let's show you how this deck is supposed to work. Okay, so finally, we can now get into the matches here with the Brawl Builder Challenge. And let's go ahead, let's see. Let's get some sweet rewards, and let's see how well this deck can do. Otherwise, how's everyone doing this morning? Hopefully, again, you're having all a great day and a great week so far, everybody. All right, our first match here, and looks like our opponent's going to be playing with Tifa here, which we actually just did a deck tech on yesterday. So if you haven't already seen that, be sure to check that out. It's actually a pretty fun, pretty sweet deck, all things considered. Okay, so that means we're going to have to go pretty quick here, or we're going to have to stop her in some way, shape, or form. Let's go ahead and see if we can pull it off, though. All right, bone it. What you got? Force first, all right. And then we will put down, let's see, what do we put down first? I think Guideline Matrix. We'll draw a card. Ooh, Sky Sovereign's actually pretty nice. So we got our flying boat ready to go. Tifa's coming down now. All right. Well, opponent is not wasting any more time here, so Goblin Archaeomancer. And then with that Bitter Reunion, we need to get some of our spot removal now. So let's see. We'll throw away the Bank Buster. Draw 2. Okay, Vaughn's actually here. That's pretty nice. So we're very close to doing our thing. Swinging. Obviously, they have to have some kind of combat tricks, so we're going to wait for a bit. Let's see. Do they pump? Dense Planet. Bachelor's Thesis done. Okay, great. Glad to hear that's going well for you. Okay. So they also are using Lumber and World Dragon here, or World Wagon. Huh. Okay. So that might be an interesting turn of events for us. Let's see. How do we want to do this? I think Wooded Ridgeline. And I think we'll throw down now. Well, we came here for our commander, so we're definitely going to do this now. Get some damage in, down to 23. Okay, so commander is now on the field. We just need to get down the flying boat, and I think we should be able to then close this out pretty quickly here and just start doing a ton of damage with Sky Sovereign. Our opponent is going to start going off with Tifa here, so we got to see. Do they have enough to do their thing? Okay, Precious Wanderings. We get another land out. Okay, Tifa's getting a little big here. Okay, 6-3. Dead Split it. Now for the big boy exams. One is tomorrow. Well, again, best of luck to you, my fire friend. Hopefully it all goes well. I know you can do it. Okay, they bring on Lumbering World Wagon. Okay. We technically could block with Balthier Fran. I still don't know. Maybe somebody else can maybe help me to figure that out phonetically. I'll try to look that up later on. We'll have to take the damage. Okay. Down to 16. It's okay. We'll be fine. Okay, Gruul Charm. So, snow-covered forest. Alright, so, let's see. Can we take out Tifa here? Nice. Okay, down. Boat is now on the field. 6 damage to face, down to 17. Alright, so we're still in this fight. Slime against man. Oh. Slime against... Oh. So they're a Slime against Humanity deck with Tifa? I was not expecting that, but okay. I guess that's a choice. Huh. Again, I was not expecting that, but okay. I suppose it works for them. Okay, command tower down. Thundering Velocipede. And then let's see. How do we want to do this here? I guess Vaughn comes in. We then go with the boat. Turn it on here. I mean, we can make the Velocipede turn into a vehicle, but the awkward thing is it just can't... It's still summoning 6, so a little awkward there, but okay. It's fine. Either way. Alright, take out one slime. There we go, down to 8. And with that... Oh, wait, hold on, wait. I thought we got another turn because... Oh, we didn't... Oh, we didn't pay the cost. Okay. Well, I feel a little awkward about that, but that's okay. I realized maybe I probably shouldn't have played the other card because I probably could have gotten the victory there, but that's okay. No problem, everybody. We can still do this. Okay. They're putting on all their slimes now because that's all they can do. Do they turn on... Okay, they do. World Wagon coming on. That's okay. Okay, so I think we could do this here. So, let's see. Vaughn will have to be sacrificed here, but that's a small price to pay. So with that, crew here. There we go. He's all tapped out, so he's got nothing left. Block here. Okay, World Wagon goes down. But that's okay. So, here's how we do this here. Gruul Charm. Creatures without flying can't block this turn, so that means everything is unblockable. Turn on the boat, because why not? Swing with everything. Alright, we did it. We actually did it. Pay? No reason why, we just wanted to. And we just get our victory this way. There we go. Gruul Charm, flying with a giant boat on Balthier Fran. Got the victory there. Alright. Nice. Nice early game win there. I honestly thought for a second I kind of fumbled, but hey, some way, somehow, we managed to pull it off there. All right, so first victory of the day, everybody. First victory. Okay, so that you got to get there an idea of how the deck is going to work. You still want to make sure to keep up mana, and I've now just learned this myself. Try to keep up at least mana when you can to make sure if you want to do some extra combat phases to do extra damage, it is doable that way. All right, got some gems. Definitely could use a lot more gems. All right, let's jump back into it. Let's see. Can we get 2 more in the event? Once we're done with that, of course, we'll then just play as much as possible in just regular Brawl to see how well it does just outside of this format. All right, opponent, bring it on.
It's time to do.
All right. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, Pretty good lands. We're going to be a little slow because everything that comes out is going to be a 3-drop, but that's perfectly fine. No vehicles in hand, but that's not a big deal for us. We definitely have at least enough to kind of get our game plan going here. Lots of treasures we'll be able to get with his hand. So that's pretty nice. Okay. So let's see. They're playing Cecil. Cecil is actually a pretty cool card, too. At some point, we will do Knights at some point. We'll get there. I just need a lot more wild cards, by the way. Alright, we'll play Highland Forest. Alright, so there's Swamp. Opponent swings. Cecil is definitely a high-risk, high-reward card. He can do damage to us, but he will do damage to our opponent as well if they're not careful. Oh, Road Rage is not too shabby either. So let's see. Forest and Road Rage. Here's the Forgotten Gods. No sacrificing for you, opponents. So that buys us a little time. Let's see. How do we want to do this, though? We could put down Redcap Thief, or we can use Lantern Storm and swing. This depends on what our opponent's going to try to do here. Bloodcast, okay. Okay. They do damage to themselves. So, let's see. Mech Hanger. And Captain Lantern Storm. They're all tapped out, so I guess we might as well do this now. Make a treasure. Okay. No real damage, of course. We just want to get that treasure token going. Sneaky Toilets. Infernoman, do you know any Kefka decks that you could recommend? Good question. Actually, I've been in the process. Originally, this week, I was trying to build a Kefka deck. But it's taking a little bit more time than I thought. So I might have to push that to maybe next week's stream. So we'll see what we can do. But again, I'm thinking probably for him, it's mostly going to be just a Grixis control deck with him as the finisher. He actually does really, really well once you manage to flip him. He does get gnarly, though. Okay, so our opponent threw away our Tireless Provisioner, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. The ramping we do have still will help us out just the same. Down to 14. Opponent does damage themselves, though. So down 19. Okay. Spelunking. Okay, well, that's not too shabby. Let's see here. Okay, how do we do this? Spelunking. We draw a card. And then untap, so that way we didn't have to pay the 3 life. And then with that here, we can... Let's see. I guess we'll swing here. Make another treasure. Down to 17. And then with that, we'll play Redcap Thief. But at least we can put a chump blocker down. Don't get, unfortunately, the power boost from Captain Lantern Storm. That's okay. We just need to put stuff down to just kind of stall out for a bit. Sneaky Toilet. I don't know what Grixis is. I know where you bounce the opponent's cards. CGP has one like that. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. So when I mean Grixis, it's going to be a deck that has the colors that Kefka has. So that would be black, blue, and red. So kind of a control deck that focuses on those colors where you should be focusing on spot removal and discard. At least that's what feels like Kefka probably wants you to do. He wants you to have a lot of stuff that kind of forces your opponent to discard. This is where you can draw cards into what you have. And then once he comes out, ideally you want to be able to then have enough mana where you can flip him as fast as possible to make him absolutely busted with this other side. So that's what I would recommend for you. I'm still thinking, because I can't afford a full set of Kefka, it's probably going to have to be a Brawl deck just to make sure we can just get that going. Okay. Opponent is doing a lot of damage to themselves. So we're going to be flipping Cecil in just a moment here. Let's see if we can get around it, though. Alright, so with that, how do we get around this? Is there a way around this? Well, Sylvan's crying. Let's get out Arid Archway. We'll go full control for a second here. Tap the 2 there. And then... So that means now, at least with this on the stack here, we can now get 2 mana off of that Arid Archway immediately. So that helps us out a little bit there. Okay, so with that, we can then bounce back Mech Hanger. And then we can play Surge. Yeah, Search Hacker Mech. Doesn't help us, unfortunately, with the damage it does, but that's okay. We just want it on the field. Swing again. Okay. Then, let's see. Kick off celebrations. Still no pump off of that, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. We're going to throw away Collective Resistance. Draw 2 cards. Okay, Chandra is not too shabby. We needed to survive literally 1 turn here, and I think we might be able to get there. Down to 4. Okay, Cecil flips. See, so I can only craft 2, and I have 1 so far. So I would probably recommend for you, if you want to save on rares and mythics, maybe just keep the 1 Kefka and just build it into, I guess, a Brawl deck. I mean, that's what I'm going to try to do, because I've spent so many mythics just trying to do 60-card decks, and it's been kind of a struggle to keep up with everything this set has. It really is kind of hard. Okay, so, well, let's see. Can we do this here? Okay, so I think... Oh, maybe I should put down the mech hanger later on. Oops. Okay. Is there a way out of this? Let's see. If we bring down here... That's not enough. Oh, dear. Okay. I think I might have messed up my order here for the lands, because I realized I should have put down Bala Get Recovery. Balthier and Fran could have come down, and we would have had enough mana left over to actually use their abilities, so I think I might have lost this one. It's fine. It's fine. Chandra. And then...
If this is the competition, I could win on an ornithopter.
Let's see. Okay, we'll discard.
Let's shift gears.
Throw away the Adventurous Airship. Okay, Rocketeer Boost Buggy. That doesn't help us either, really. Okay, and then... Okay, so if we swing here... Okay, they have to block with both. Okay, I think... Does this work? Okay. Down to 4. Alright. That's what she said? Oh, you are hilarious. You're hilarious there. Okay, so... Sorry, I'm still trying to, is there a way out of this? Probably not at this point. Okay. Which is Vengeance. Oh, yeah, we definitely lost at this point. Alright, well, I'll let our opponent do their thing, unfortunately. So, they name Pirates, and yeah, we lose. That's okay, though. Alchemy cards, opponents. That's disgusting. Okay, so we lose that one, but that's okay, everybody. Not a big deal. We still got a win early on, so we'll still take that L, and then we'll just move on to the next one. Either way, we still can definitely get some wins with this deck. It definitely is a little bit trickier because we're still... The deck itself, I feel can be well done, but the only issue is just we're kind of still a little limited with what Arena has. I feel like there's some better options that are outside of it if we do have access to all the paper options. All things considered, though, still can do a lot of cool stuff here. I think we... It's just, these colors are also a little awkward when it comes to vehicles. Vehicles really don't lend themselves too well to, like, green and red. There are some good red stuff, but you definitely want to have the other colors. Alright, otherwise, we'll still make it through what we got. They're playing Cloud. So this most likely means that turn 2, they're definitely going to get down something very quick here. We'll see if we can get around them fast. Sea Toilet. Still waiting on more things to use channel points on. Oh, yeah. I do apologize for that. I guess I have to look at, again, like, what we can do with channel points. So, again, I'm not too well-versed on this kind of stuff, and also because I have so many other things on my mind about other things I gotta take care of outside of streaming and stuff. But we'll see if we can try to at least get something going to have something more fun. I would say if you guys are interested, maybe leave some information in the feedback for the Discord. If you want to, you can leave some information or like suggestions there. That might be able to help me out when I have more time to actually look at it. So I do appreciate that. Okay, opponent's got charge counters on Lost GT here with Cloud. They got the Lava Spur boots already. So let's see here. Yellow Heart Bike. Okay. So with this, we actually now have a little bit more ramp, gain some life back, and we will pass here. So Speedway Fanatic we're going to hold off on. Let's see. Can we do that? Yes, but I'm a madman. I'm making more Chandras. Got a full set of 3, cost Crimson. 3. Oh, the Crimson version. Okay. Do we do it here? Okay, opponents. Do you have... If you have removal, now's your time to do it. Do they have it? Okay, God's willing. Okay, so they do have protection. No surprise. That's okay. Gotta push it out of the way now. So we do lose our mana dork for just a smidge here, but that's okay. Not a big deal. We still have other ways of ramping ourselves out. Sneaky Toilet. My first request would be a song request, although I know you can't do it because of YouTube. Yeah, YouTube makes it next to impossible to have music on here because they just go copyright crazy. I understand why they do it, but it's just kind of frustrating because literally the only music I play, as you've known, is just anything that's like mostly game related on the intro and outro, because that's all I can do just because of things. Not a big deal though. Let's see. Red Cap Thief. Okay, so opponent's got now Icing Death. I haven't seen that dragon used in a long time. Opponents. Swing it away. Alright. No blocks. We'll just let it go. Down at 18. Okay, so GT's still getting more charge counters on it. Ooh. Ugh. Shadow Spear is not good for us. Alright, well, they're definitely getting their stuff going. Okay, so with that. Alright. Reaches. Don't really have a pirate per se, but we have everything else we need, but nothing yet. Okay. So breaches will help us out once we can start doing some more damage, but we gotta still get to our other pieces here. We really could use something else here. Okay. If I know our opponent, we'll block here. Do they have any more protection? Most likely they do. Can't play mono white without protection. Alright, they're pumping themselves up. Down to 12. Ugh. Not doing too good here. We're gonna try. Ancestral Katana. Okay. Okay, Reckoner Bankbuster. Let's see. Okay, so we'll tap here for 2. Bring in the Bankbuster. So now we have at least a vehicle. And then... Let's see, what do we want to do here? I guess they'll come in. Okay. We can then crew with both of them. Okay, so it's a 5-5 now. Alright. So with that, we swing here. And then can't block. Cool. Alright. Just trying to get into the damage here. Down to 25. Down to 20. Okay. Just trying to close the gap here. Best as we can. But we're at 9. If they have any more pump right now, we are pretty much toast. Okay. Not doing too well here, but that's okay. Looking back now, I realized maybe I should have played Cloud as a mono-white Brawl deck when we first got him when the set came out. We did pretty well in the format, but he definitely feels a lot more stronger if he's actually the commander. Okay, opponent is going to go off here, and they have enough for us. Okay. Swing here. Dang, again. That's okay. It is what it is, everybody. No big deal. We're just moving on. We'll just breathe off and just shake it off and just move on to the next one. Perfectly fine, though. Not a big deal. Okay. We're still looking to get at least 2 more wins in the midweek event, and then we'll move on, of course, to the actual main event with the full power deck. So it is coming. It is coming. So while we're loading up the next match here, oh, it's going to be Tifa again. All right, well, I mean, she's really popular. I mean, that's kind of why I made an actual deck out of her. But what else have all of you been looking at brewing? And then what formats do you think these cards are actually best in? Do you think it's primarily just feels like more of like an expensive Brawl deck? I'm sorry, Brawl / Commander set? It feels like every set's a Commander set now. But like what... But do you guys have any success with putting these together for other formats? Pioneer or anything like that? Let me know. I'm curious to know what you're all playing with these cards. Yeah, I now realize what they mean by saying something is mid. It's a way younger version of saying something is mediocre. Yes. Well, there you go. See, now I don't feel so old, by the way. I had to learn that, of course. At my job is like, wait, what does that mean? And then I had to figure it out and be like, okay, I get what these kids are trying to say. The kids these days. Okay, so Forest, rampant growth. We need to start pumping ourselves up here. Let's go ahead. Let's get out of snow-covered mountain. All right, opponents. See if it coming down this turn. Is that a thing? Forest. So that's right. Okay, so they're also getting their lands on. Sneaky Toilet. I really want a Clive and Urabrask in a thick red deck, but are too low IQ. Oh. I'm sure you could put something together. If some way, somehow, I could slap together almost 3 decks a week, you definitely can do it. I mean, I'm pretty terrible, of course, at deck building. I've kind of shown, of course, I'm not the best. But I'm sure you can definitely do it. Okay, so meantime, let's see here. Jewel Thief. And then I guess we'll play Arid Archway now. We'll bounce back our Forest. So now we have a ton of ramp. We just need to start getting stuff on the field. Okay. Tifa coming down. So they got protection for her, I'm guessing. I know they will. Forest. Let's see. Untethered Express. Alright, in the meantime, kickoff celebrations. We'll start our engines. Moment. Okay. Let's see here. I'm guessing they probably won't have any actual... Well, let's see. I don't know. Maybe we'll throw away the Highland Force. Just on the safe side, we could still have our collective resistance. Okay, opponents. Anything? Opponents? Okay, well, our opponent's trying to figure out stuff here. Dense Planet. Same as for saying something is peak. Basically saying something is astounding. And same for those absolute cinemas. You can pin those together for its meaning. Oh, yeah. Got to try to keep up with all the young kids and their hot lingo these days. Like that. And it seems like a lot of their words are kind of like just shorter versions of words we already have. Like if you look up, what is it? I learned now like what? Fit? Which is just literally short for outfit. But okay. I guess if that's how you want to do it, that's fine. Okay, starter engines now at level, we're at 2nd gear. Cool. I don't know if we're going to really need Kickoff Celebration's ability there, but the life gain can help us out. Or I'm sorry, not the life gain. This is the wrong card for that. I mean, the vehicles getting everything haste and everything and max speed, that might help us out. Okay. Does our opponent here have enough to power through us? We'll see right here. That good stuff. Okay. It's going to be a huge swing here. But we'll see. We can try to get around it. Tifa is a glass cannon, though. So any removal we have will just take her out quickly. But looks like our opponent might have the win here. Okay, so they got the Cultivate off. Alright. And that pumps her up to a 32-5. Okay, our opponent got us here. I mean, I can cruise still, but that's just not enough. She tramples us, and we lose. -2. Dang. Alright. Getting one-shotted here. Do we have fun? Not really. That's okay, though. It's fine, everybody. It's not a big deal. Again, special event here is usually we're going to get these kinds of decks, so it is what it is, and it comes with the territory. Remember Sus? I think the kids still use Sus. Sort of. Kind of. But it does. But like just learning all this stuff now and trying to ask questions about it definitely makes you feel kind of old. I can tell you that for sure. Definitely makes me feel ancient because I have to keep asking like, wait, what does that mean? What is that supposed to represent? Mountain. Strike it rich. So we're getting a slow little bit of ramp going. Right, swamp. Ooh, they're playing Sephiroth. Okay. Powerful creature there. We'll see if we can get around it. So with that, in order to get around that, let's play breaches now. If our opponent has removal, they have removal. But at least this way we can protect ourselves until Tiny Bones can get off the field. Sneaky Toilet, I'm all for making language shorter. Why use a lot of word when for you words do the trick? I mean, I guess you make a good point there. Huh. Alright. See here. When actually, now that you put that out there, Sneaky Toilet, you actually make an interesting point because learning about how it works with YouTube, for them, shorter is better. And although I'm not too fond of that, but that's how they want to do it. Okay, so let's see. We'll get out a basic here. So let's get our forest. Go down wild roads. Okay, so no attacks yet because we want to make sure we can protect ourselves from Tiny Bones' sneaky little stealing abilities here. Barrow Naughty. Let's see. Oh, it has lifelink. Okay. I forgot about this card too. Played fairies a long time ago. But I feel like once we get back to Lorwyn, we'll most likely look into fairies once again. Sephiroth comes in. Okay, what does he sack? Anything? Oh, sacrifice Tiny Bones. Okay. I mean, you can if you want to. Life gains and drains us. Okay. Okay, so, let's see. How do we do this here? Let's see. Rector Bankbuster. And then... let's exile the top part of the library. Okay, nice. We managed to get some more ramp going. Opponent's obviously not going to block with Sephiroth here. He's got to keep him alive. Man, we need removal now. I mean, technically we have removal with Fast and Furious here if we manage to get it to do its thing. Down to 23. Okay, Newfound Adventure / Farseek. Let's see, we will get out the Wooded Ridgeline. Okay, so we have plenty of lands now to do our thing. We just need to get actually some real cards to actually do some massive damage here. Sneaky Toilet. It's The Office reference. Oh, is it? I never seen that show, so I guess I'm a little behind on that kind of stuff. I know The Office is something that people watched like years ago. I never saw it myself. Okay, so opponent here is going to try to start going off with Sephiroth here, but Fast and Furious might help us out here. That means we will lose breaches, but that's a small price to pay to just keep everything off the field. Okay, opponents. Do they sack? Infestation Sage? Yep. Trying to get that value. Okay, they ping us. Down to 18. No big deal, though. We're just trying to focus on getting our ramp going here. Okay, so Command Tower, that's nice. Let's see. Swing here. Okay, we need at least 5 mana to stay open. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Make a treasure token. Most likely they will not block. So then from here, they don't have enough mana open, so we should be able to then Fast and Furious our way out of this one. Just to blow up their whole board and keep things off of the field. Opponent, do you block? You can block with your Death Touchers if you want. That's perfectly fine. Or ideally, they should block with the token. Down to 21. Okay, so with that, Furious side. Blow up the whole board there. They do keep their flyers, which is annoying, but that's fine. At least now we get Sephiroth off the field, so not too bad. Okay, opponents. Okay, we do lose a ton here, but again, not a big deal. Okay, and then finally, we came here for a reason. Okay, so Balthier and Fran out on the field. And they do have reach, so we actually can block the flyers now. So we are not too shabby right now. Although they can bring back Sephiroth. Wait. Hold on one second. Oh, they threw away Sephiroth. Oh, that's why. They had Raise Dead. Wow, they actually used an arena. Just basic card. Alright, well, I guess if it gets the job done, so be it. Alright, coming down again. If I'm not mistaken. Okay, Sephiroth coming down. What do they sack? Do they sack the insect or do they sack the Baronaughty? Which one, opponents? Sacrifice the insect, that's cool. Okay, life gain and drain again. So they're slowly getting to us, but we will get back at them in just a little bit. We just need to start using Reckoner Bankbuster's ability here, and we should be good to go. Okay, so while our opponent is thinking things, lead pipe, okay. Okay, sacrifice the draw card, okay. Thundering Velocipede, that's not too shabby either. That down. So, from here, we will crew with our commander. We swing. Pay the 3. Okay. Now we're going to get back into this fight here now. Now we're feeling better. Opponent, what do? Do you block? Most likely not, so it's just going to be free 10 damage to their face. But you can block if you want to, opponent. Okay, maybe. Oh, they do block. Okay. Well, that's fine. Okay, Sephiroth's ability triggers. Still annoying, but that's okay. And we swing again. Do they block, though? They can if they want to. But obviously not. Okay. So, not too shabby right now. We actually have two solid vehicles here that we can use to get through our stuff. We just need to, again, get a little bit more value on the field, and I think we might be able to get this done. Our opponent is running out of steam, though. So hopefully they don't have anything else for card draw. Zooming Line Breaker. Okay. Every cheap little thing that can make another thing they have in their deck. No surprise. Lead Pipe. Maybe opponents? Interestingly enough, I'm surprised they don't have any, like, sack stuff to then destroy creatures. Okay, they swing. Okay, so they do sack there for value. Life gain and drain again. Down to 11. Down to 8. Opponents. Maybe. Okay, down to 8. Anything else, opponents? Opponent is thinking right here. Okay, so while our opponent is thinking of stuff, another question I have for you. So, they kind of been trickling out now more Edge of Eternity spoilers. So, is anybody still... Your thoughts so far on that, everybody? Feeling good about that set so far? Let me know your thoughts on over it overall. I know we talked about it a little earlier in the week. Or sorry, like last week, but I still look forward to this set. It looks like it's going to be an amazing, fun set. All right, we'll crew real quick here. All right, now at this point, we got to start pushing a lot more pressure on our opponent here. So we need to start paying. Okay, opponent, what you got? They block? They do. But this is actually one of the nice things about this card is being able to force through damage here is nice. I mean, Sephiroth's ability is annoying, but double the combats is actually really nice for us to close out things quicker here. We're at 12 now. We're at 6. We can pseudo block if we need to with the lookout. So, man, we're so close. Man, but we don't have a crew of 3, so we can't turn on any one of our creatures. Although, interestingly enough, all of our creatures have reach, so literally we could take out any flyers. Okay, but we also are running out of time, too. They still have a lot of cards in hand. No way for us to draw into new action with this in hand. Opponents? Lead Pipe. 3 cards in hand. What else do you have? Alchemist Assistance. Okay. Has lifelink. 2 cards in hand. With 5 mana open. Anything else? Anything at all, opponents? Okay, fungal... What is that? Is that fungal fortitude? Okay. When it dies... Okay, I see what they're trying to do here. So if they lose their card, that just brings back Sephiroth no matter what. So they're going to try to close it out here and now. They life gain and drain. We could chump block for a turn. That's all we can do. Opponents? Okay, if they have any removal, we are toast here. Man, we're such a close game. 2 cards, opponent. What do you got? The suspense is killing us. Okay. Block here, because we don't have any other thing we can do. Okay. We lose our frog, but that's okay. We're still in the fight for just a little bit longer here. Down to 4. We're at 14. Okay. Glittermonger can turn these on if we can get there. Whew. Oh, the suspense right now. Opponents. Don't leave me hanging here. Okay, Sundering Eruption. Okay, so that doesn't really help us per se, but here's how we do this. Okay, Glittermonger. Okay, so fortunately, this is strong enough where we can actually utilize it. So let's see. Crew 3. Crew 3. If our opponent has removal, now's the turn for them to use it. Okay. Is this it here? Did we win or lose? Oh dear. 2 cards in hand, opponents. They have to have something. Otherwise, why would they take so long to make the return? Oh, they sacrifice. Desperation draw. I think that's it. Extra combat now with our 2 vehicles. And there you go, everybody. Swing. We beat down Sephiroth in his sacrifice shenanigans with our vehicles and extra combat turns. All right. Woo! Much better. Oh, man, I thought we were going to lose that one there. Woo! All right, we got him. We got him. We got him. Okay. Wow, it actually took us that long to get to our 2 wins. Hour in? Okay, wow. Time does fly when you're having fun here. But okay, so we got that. We'll claim our other piece here, which is more tokens. I'm sorry, more gems, but that's okay. We definitely need more gems. Okay, so before we continue on, since we're actually already at the halfway point here, let's actually now give a little upgrade to the deck. So before we continue, let's go ahead, let's see what we can do to make this a much more stronger deck overall. So if we take the time to actually kind of invest a little bit more, and don't worry, if you do like the upgrade version or the regular version, as always, I will leave links for those in the details below once the stream is over. So for this version here, we're going to give our deck a little bit more of an extra oomph with a little bit more rares and mythics. So we're definitely going to have a lot more stronger stuff like Ragavan here. It's an actual monkey pirate, but also he goes very well with our whole game plan, giving us treasure tokens, stealing stuff our opponent does. We can also dash him in if we want to, just to do some quick damage. Great train heist here. This one is a spree mechanic, and that actually is pretty good for us. Gives all of our creatures +1/+0 in first strike if we pay the extra 2, pay the extra 1, and anytime we deal combat damage with a creature, we can create a tap treasure token, or pay the extra 3, and then we can untap all creatures, and then we can get an additional combat phase. So that's actually going to be great for us. Abundant Harvest here just allows us to dig out an extra land or a non-land card we can reveal until we get that. In terms of anything else here in the 1-drop slot, that's mostly going to be it for the upgrades there. For the upgrades in the other sets, let's kind of go for it real quick here. I'm trying to see what I did put in, because sometimes I do forget. So, let's see. Did we put anything else here in the 2-drop slot that really helps us out here? Oh, Smuggler's Copter. So Smuggler's Copter replaces the Final Fantasy airship that we had. So this is actually cheaper and actually does put in the charm. Okay. So that's actually good for... Actually, oh wait, we already do have Archer's Charm in here. Oh. Huh. Okay, never mind. In that case then... What else could we put in there that's actually... Put that in. because she can help us out with a couple things. So we'll throw that in there instead. Otherwise, yeah, I mentioned earlier, the Archer's Charm is actually going to be a nice upgrade for us, so this can help us out for a little bit here. Just gives us a little bit of everything, gives us either ramp, we can use it as a pump and damaging spot removal effect, or it can just use to exile an artifact or creature at instant speed. So actually that's really good for us. Nothing else realistically we put here that helps us out too much, but otherwise everything else is solid. In the 4-drop slot here, same thing. We're going to throw in Ezekiel's Chariot, so another more powerful vehicle for us to give us a bunch of tokens we could definitely use. We're going to throw in Head Shredder here as well, so this one allows us to do some milling and then put some land cards from our graveyard back onto the battlefield, so great for us. We'll throw in now the Weatherlight here, so a 4-drop vehicle here. When this deals combat damage, we could dig 5 cards deep and pull out a Historic card. Remember, the Historic cards also do count artifacts, so great for us to kind of pull out some stuff. We'll throw in another more stronger spot. I'm sorry, Wrath for us. Burn down the house, deals 5 damage to each creature and planeswalker here, and then or we can create some devil tokens which we can use to then crew up some stuff or just kind of ping out things. Either way, still works for us. As far as the mana base here, we're definitely going to give it a much more needed upgrade here. So we're going to go down to 6 forests and 6 mountains, but we'll throw in Den of the Bugbear here. Sokazen, Crucible Defiance, Beseiju, mostly what you would expect as always from decks like this. And then all the tap lands are now going to get upgraded to actual stronger dual lands. So Cinderglade, Commercial District, Copperline Gorge, Cragtown Pathway here, Capsulan Forest, Rockvale Vale, Rootbound Crag, Stomping Grounds, and Thornspire Ridge for much more stronger untapped duels. Keep the Erich Archway, keep the Buried Ruin, keep the Command Tower, Demolition Field. Throw in Inventor's Fairs because we do have a lot of actual artifacts, so this can help us with a little bit of incremental life gain. Keep the Mech Hanger. We'll throw in Scavenger Grounds to give us a much more stronger graveyard hate at instant speed, and then Wooded Foothills to round out our whole package here. So this actually is a much more stronger package all around, all things considered here. However, I realized maybe I might throw in one more actual card that I actually do like. It's a bit of a pet card of mine, but I think this actually will do better for us. So the card I'm talking about here will be Clothis, God of Destiny. So great card for us for pseudo ramping, or just again to life gain and drain our opponent while we also deal with their graveyard shenanigans. So this will go in, and I think we'll cut instead. What will actually be the best cut here? It probably is going to be one of our cheaper pirates here. Let's see, we'll throw out Redcap Thief, so let's do that instead. Okay, so this version here is going to be the upgraded one that we'll use instead. So Evilise upgrades for the remainder of this thing, and then we'll jump into as many Brawl matches as possible, at least until we round out the rest of this whole stream here. So yeah, feeling pretty good about this one here. The deck is definitely fun, but it is a little clunky at times because we don't have as many solid vehicles in these colors as I thought we did. Either way, we can still make it work. Oh, I forgot, we also added in the Shire too, so this can help us out with some food tokens here. Okay, so let's see, we do have a decent amount of everything we need. All we just need to do is just start getting our ramp going. Sky Sovereign come out. Velocitar can help us out here. Clothis is solid for just eating up stuff. And they're playing Emmett Sek, Unsundered here. Oh, okay. So he's also a really powerful card, but thankfully we have just the right piece here to keep eating away at the graveyard to make sure he doesn't do his shenanigans. Clothis here will definitely come in very handy here. At least I hope so. Opponent's still thinking. Okay, so again, while opponent is thinking, and again, we are at the halfway point of the stream, so once again, just a friendly reminder, if you do like any of the content we do, like, follow, subscribe wherever you watch the content so you don't miss on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, deck techs, and so much more. As a friendly reminder, if you want to support me month to month, we do have a Patreon where I can throw up a bunch of extra bonus videos. You get sneak peeks as to what's coming up, and usually we'll throw up there, of course, previews, and our main YouTube videos will usually go up there way ahead of time before it goes up on YouTube or any other of our platforms. Or you can just support us by simply just joining the Discord. Those links, of course, have been scattered throughout the course of the chat, so be sure to click on one of those, and I'll put, of course, links to those in the details once the stream is over. As always, I still appreciate any and all support you all provide for me. But until then, let's get the Shire down, and let's see what our opponent is going to try to do. Alright, Swamp. There's Spellbomb. Okay. Huh. That might be a problem for us later on, but we will worry about that when we get there. In the meantime, Invasion of Aragamon. So we can do some discard and draw with this, which is nice. And we get a treasure token. Okay, opponents. Throw away... What do we throw away here? gonna be a little tricky. We'll throw away the Velocitar. Okay. Stable Master is actually pretty nice too. Ooh, they sacrificed it already. Okay, that's fine, opponents. I know they're going to want to fill their graveyard because they need at least 14 plus cards in the graveyard for his ability to turn on. Okay, here it comes. So they're going to just start doing some card discard and draw. But little do they know, we do have a way of graveyard hating them, so we can just shut them down quickly here. At least as soon as they finish here. Alright, Stomping Grounds, that's pretty nice. Mech Hanger. Clothes coming down. And then pass here. So once our opponent starts discarding more stuff, we'll start eating it, and then we can just kind of chip away at their game plan here. It's slow, but it does work. Whew, I actually feel really good that I threw in Clothes here. Curious Inquiry. Okay, so they will start investigating to then start drawing cards. Hold on, let's see. +1/+1, okay. They'll start their discard and draw shenanigans. Down to 22. They investigate. So this is how they're going to keep themselves full of cards. But we'll slowly get around them. We'll eat Case of the Gorgon's Kiss. Num num num. Thank you, opponent. Appreciate that. And then put down... Do we put this down for full price here? I think we'll tap it. Intrepid Stable Master. Little by little, just building up that value. That's all we're trying to do right now. Opponents? They're thinking. Do they have a counterspell? Opponent is thinking here. Maybe? Okay, so they do. Annoying, but that's fine. We can still deal with that. Dynamite Diver. So we get our pilot down. We'll get their flying boat down hopefully next. Maybe? Opponents? Okay, there you go. Okay, so sacrifice the clue to draw a card. Okay, this is fine. Opponents? What you got? Dead weight. Okay, so they kill our card. We can ping the invasion. Does that mean they have more removal, though? Okay, they swing. We'll discard a card, draw a card. But thankfully, again, with Closes, we can slowly whittle them down, so it does delay them completely. Ideally, if we can get rid of their whole graveyard, that'd be great. We're not quite there yet. Okay, they investigate again. Stern Dismissal. Oh, that's annoying. That's a fine. Not a big deal. Not the worst for us. Okay, so how do we do this here? I guess Clothis comes down again. If they have... Okay, so with that, now's the time to do this. So we will destroy their enchantment. Okay. Put out the field. No more investigating for you, opponents. So they still brainstorm for a second here, so they can kind of fix what they want. But thankfully, we should have now what we need to start doing our thing. Okay, opponents. Okay, so with that, hit our invasion. One more hit and we could flip it, and then we can also help pull out some more lands. 8 cards in the field. We'll discard again. That puts him up to 9. Wait, what set does this guy come from again? Okay, he's Final Fantasy 14. You kind of start losing track of them after a certain point after you played, or haven't really played any of the games. Okay, opponents. This deals combat damage to a player. Incubation count. Okay, so we won't get to see the drakes just yet, thankfully. Let's see here. We'll eat the brainstorm. Opponents. Opponent. Okay. Okay, down to 21. So with that, We will swing first off here. Oh. They sacrificed the clue already? Are they trying to get removal? Bounce effect? Something? Okay. Invasion. Oh, please don't tell me they actually have something. Okay, Essence Flux. Okay. Okay. That actually kind of threw us off a little bit here because I was hoping to get down Sky Sovereign. But now they prowessed it, so we can't really do much right now. But we'll try. Discard a card. It's going to be Captain Lannery Storm. Let's get out... Let's see here. Wait, where's our other land? Okay, we'll get out the Rockford Vale. Okay. Go down the Vale. And then... Prompo. Velo Heart. Gain life. Okay. And pass. Okay. I think we should be set up here, so we should be okay now. Decent turn. We managed to get a bunch of stuff down. However, there's still kind of an awkward spot here. Oh, we should probably eat that blood gas next. So, let's see. Can we get there? 3 cards in hand. Do they swing? They do still. Okay. If they want to, they can. Just doing their stuff. Drawing cards and discarding cards. Opponents. Okay. All right. We'll block. And we'll just leave it that way. If they have prowess, so be it. Okay. But either way, they don't get the incubation counter, so that's what we want to do. We want to try to avoid giving them stuff to do. Down to 21. This is fine. Okay, so forest. We will eat. What do you eat here? This doesn't really matter at this point, but we'll just eat whatever. Oh, num 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 num. Okay. Thank you, opponents. Okay, so that will keep us in this fight. Okay, Sky Sovereign. Make a treasure token. Opponents? Or do they have a counterspell? No, they do have a counterspell. Alright. Dang. Okay, well that really hurt us. But we did manage to at least get a treasure off of that still. Put the forest down. Balthier Fran coming in. Okay, so with that, guess no attack still. Little by little, they still can't flip just yet. But our opponent is getting very cheeky with these attacks. Very, very cheeky. Okay, well... do it this way. Do they have any more... Okay, so they do have a shore up. That pumps it up a bit, but they still lose the Drake Hatcher just the same. Okay. Put it back in the command zone. Okay, so at least Drake Hatcher's gone. And we will eat... Let's see. Eat the Drake Hatcher. The opponents. Back on the field. No attack still. Sorry. A little bit of a slog here. We're trying to fight our way through it. Okay, our opponent here. So this time we're going to crew. Okay, they discard a draw card. So this is going to be the turn. We have to find a way to block here. No matter what. Okay. So thankfully, their card is off the field. They don't trigger anything for now. Phew. Okay. We just got to keep eating away at their stuff. Okay, this is our draw card, but they don't flip until their next upkeep. Okay, so we've got to eat away something that's very critical to them. Let's see, what do we eat the way that... Okay, that. Okay, Weatherlight coming down. Oh, come on. Don't tell me that last card is actually a counterspell. You gotta be kidding me. Wow. Wow, they actually had something. Oh, just absolutely disgusting, by the way. Alright, well, Verge. So, crew 2. We swing here. Pay the 3. We just force through damage at this point. Down to 10. Oh, we came so close. So close. I realized actually... Oh, I didn't mean to actually swing it. Oops. Okay, down to 5. But they can still flip now. So that means now they get everything back from their graveyard. Dang. We came close, though. So now at this point, they literally have their entire graveyard to then use. And at this point, we're kind of fizzled at this point. See, very powerful card. But now we don't really have a way of stopping them. At least for a turn. So I don't know if we're going to be able to get around this fight, but we'll try. On the other hand, though, anything they do counts, they exile it. So, let's see. Can we get around this? 6 mana open. Most of their stuff is going to be a lot of counterspells and bounce effects. Oh, maybe I should have actually eaten that. Oops. Okay. Okay, does make Zealots. I'll draw a card and lose life. So, let's see. What is our... Gears Obsession, okay. Opponent is just trying to get all their stuff back. There's Spellbomb. So, little by little, we can still try to eat what they have, but it's also still going to be a bit of a problem no matter what we do. Dang. Okay, so can they turn this around here and now? They make a bunch of tokens. They'll draw some cards. But this is going to be, of course, an idea of our version of this deck once we do this, because we are going to plan on doing at least something like this, because it's been a little while since we've done kind of like a control deck. But we'll see. We can try to get this going eventually. Okay, opponents. What else you got? Come on. Shouldn't take too long here. You literally have everything in hand. Okay. Abundant Harvest. Okay, so in the meantime, let's go ahead. What do we want to eat here? Eat the counter spells. Might as well start doing that. Okay, down to 2 for them. Abundant Harvest. We will choose non-land because we need to get out something quick. Okay, Arcane Sigil, not quite what I wanted to see, but okay. Well, it's something, I guess. Okay, Balthier Fran coming down once again. Oh, jeez. Oh, dang it. I realize now we should have used the treasure, and... Okay. Well... I'm not sure if we're going to get there with this, but we'll try. Probably has a ton of options here. They can bounce things away. Back to our hand. Okay. Okay. So, do they have what they need to stop us? Stern Dismissal. I probably should have eaten that too. Yeah, I really was not paying attention too well to this match. There was a lot of key pieces I realized I probably could have stopped to prevent our opponent from getting ahead here, but we kind of messed up a little bit. Because honestly, if they didn't have that stern dismissal, we probably could have eaten another card and could have won next turn. Down to 6, though. Okay. Well. Case of skeleton. Unless if I could find... Wait, we don't have any burn spells in this deck. So unless if I had a burn spell right now, this actually would have been fine. But let's see here. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we could do. So it's kind of a shame here. Clothis comes down. Maybe. Or not. Okay. Not hard. Okay. What else do they have? Anything opponents? So. Alright, bring down our commander one more time. We crew. Okay. Desperation swing. Can't pay, unfortunately. But let's see. Decline. Opponent, do you do anything else? I mean, at this point, Burner Rocket doesn't really do it for us. Gives them a pump, but it's just not enough. So that's 7-3. Not strong enough to stop an 8, unfortunately. So with that, we'll take our L. Dang. Well, I mean, that was mostly on me because there were several things I probably should have used with Clothis, but we just kind of stumbled there a little bit. It's okay. Sometimes you make mistakes, everybody. Not a big deal. Not a big deal whatsoever. It's okay. We'll get them next time. We'll get them next time. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead. Let's continue on because technically we're still in the event. We still haven't gotten the last prize yet, so we're going to see if we can try to at least close that out today. Okay, it looks like another Tifa deck. Goody goody gumdrops. Okay, so game plan with that, as always, is just trying to get around her as quick as possible. Okay, let's see. Tapped. Okay, opponent, what you got? Show me what you got. A lot of people are using a lot of these sleeves and everything. That's kind of cute. A lot of halfling, okay. Spirit Archway, not quite what I wanted to see now. It's a little awkward, but okay. So we're kind of stumbling on mana on this one, so I don't know. We'll see if we can get around this one. Maybe. Okay. Beseiju. Tapping. Okay, Tifa's coming down. Alright. Okay, that's still not helping us out here. Okay, so completely faltering here on the red. We need a red source. Without a red source, we can't do anything. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. I have to cut this one quick here on this one. If we don't get a red source, then we can't do anything. Okay, what else you got, opponents? Right. Land. Going deep. Pumping up Tifa there. Anything else, opponents? Maybe. 6 cents, okay. So we can start drawing some cards. Adventuring here. Okay. They swing. We're down to 23. Okay. They draw a card. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Tap for mana. Okay, so they do equip. Okay. Oh, Cinderglade. Okay. Well, that's not bad. Although it still comes to enters tapped, but that's fine. I guess it's better than nothing. Oh, man. Rough mana right now. Still not quite a chance to do anything. I don't know if we're going to... I think we might be too far behind at this point. Scoots one. Okay, so they are going to go big and wide. Okay. That is a clever, good strategy. Okay, down to 17. Okay, draw a card. Opponent, anything else? Elvish Mystic, okay. Lumbering World Wagon. So let's see. Archaeomancer. We really needed a lot more options for. Let's see. Okay. Lumbering World Wagon can kind of help us out, but we still need a lot more stuff here. Alright, so get the mountain down. So we finally got all of our lands, but I might be a little too late. We can block with Archaeomancer if we are desperate. Okay. Ooh, not good. Anything else, opponent? Maybe. Swinging, okay. Okay, no blocks. Down to 11. Okay. They'll draw another card. Okay, so. Bushwhack. Okay, that was not necessary, opponent. Come on. Okay, Heritage Reclamation. Okay, that might be helpful. Neck Hanger. Breaches. And, okay, so I guess that's probably it for now. So thankfully Breaches does have first strike, so we can force Tifa to die if our opponent is not careful. Let's see. Let's see what they do. Snow Forest. Alright. Opponent swinging here. Wait, oh, did I double... Oh, okay. First I was like, oh, did I double click on that again? Okay. Okay, so in that case then... Guess we destroyed the artifact. Not that it really helps us out that much, but I suppose that's better than nothing. Unless they have more removal or protection. Opponents? Oh, defend the right now. Okay. Never mind. That's game. I'm not going to even bother dealing with that because we've already seen enough L's with this already. That's okay, everybody. Dang. Not doing too well here, but it's okay. Not a big deal. We will try to keep pushing through. We got to get at least another win with this event. At least one more before the stream ends. Because it kind of would be a little awkward if we did not get enough wins to actually finish the event. It literally only takes 3 wins. But okay. We'll see. Oh, okay. Opponent's playing a interesting card here. Hold on. Let's see. Do we have what we need? Okay, we have what we need. Okay, so they're playing Kina Q Gourmet. I thought about maybe doing this one for the ultra budget Brawl deck in the future. Let me know how you feel about that. I know the easiest one would be Finn the Fangbearer, but I've been debating this one back and forth. So maybe this one, but we'll see. Okay. In the meantime, opponent, what you got? Kill the goose. Okay. Take that or that. Cooking the goose. Okay, they get the food still. That's fine. Forest down. Newfound adventure. And then we will get Stomping Grounds. Enter tapped. See you, toilet. Yo, Inferno, gotta head off for the Club Duvet. Wishing you the best of luck in your next match. Sleep well. Well, thanks again for joining us as always today. Have fun. Enjoy your time, Sneaky Toilet. We'll see you again next time. Always be sure to burn bright. Later. Alright, in the meantime, Cultivator's Caravan. We're getting our ramp going. Let's go ahead. Let's pull out a land. Down to the Bugbear. Tapped, but that's okay. At least we now have everything we need to get going here. Lights of Illamok. Okay, so our opponent is definitely getting their ramp package going. They got plenty of options here for +1/+1 counters. But we'll see if we can get around this. We shall see. Alright. Gallic Readers. Alright, so with that. Came here for a reason. We came here for vehicles smashing their way to victory. Down to 19. Okay. So with that, opponents, Gallic Readers. Okay. Valley, my caller. Okay. Gonna try to start making a big frog here. Mountain. Okay, so with that, this is gonna be a little awkward here, but I have an idea. I'm gonna swing here. We will decline. Okay. Oh, opponent does block. Okay. Well, that actually now changes my idea. Originally, I was going to try to wrap the board with burn down the house, but okay. So instead, Weatherlight. And we will pass. Okay. Kina? Is that coming in now? Okay, it is. Where's he from? I don't recognize this card at all. Final Fantasy IX. Okay. Interesting. It is a cool ability for a uncommon. If one number of tokens to be created under control, you can create that many tokens plus a green frog. You can then sacrifice a frog to put counters on it. Neat. But we'll see. Okay. This will be helpful for us. So Reckless, Velocitar, and let's see here. So here's how we do this. Okay. Crew for 3. Crew for 3. Turn it on. Okay. Nice. Okay, so with that, we will pay the 3. This time around it actually works. So even though that gets tapped, so we can't swing again for another turn, it does have trample still, so we can force through damage no matter what. Oh man, this is such a good hit right here. Big damage. Oh wow, they actually block both? Okay. Oh, that's why they have Heroic Intervention. Alright, well, that's annoying, but that's not the worst for us. Down to 13. We also get to dig out another Historic card, so get a Guideline Matrix and swing again. Down to 8. That's big damage. And then we can also pull out another card here. Let's see, what do we get, though? Okay, so this one might be a little bit interesting. Let's see, Historic card. We don't have enough pirates to really do anything, so I think Smuggler's Copter might be the best option here. Okay. Well, we might be able to do it with this. Weatherlight does manage to fly over their stuff, so unless if they have... Ooh, they have their own. Okay. But unless if they have something to hit me in the sky, I think we got this one, finally. Cute deck opponent. I will say, I do like it. Okay, they flip. Alright, so with that, we will... Oh, I actually have a really dirty idea here. Wait, no. Maybe this actually won't work. Never mind. We'll do it this way. Lumbering World Wagon. We can dig out a land. Let's get another forest. We will turn on the Weatherlight. Using our commander. Okay, unless if you have one more card to hit us in the air, opponent, I think we got this one here. Okay. They technically can make a ton of mana. Ooh, okay, so they do actually... So they try to gain some more life here. So it's a desperation move now at this point. Okay. Trying to pump up the frog. But it doesn't matter because we still just simply just pay. And we can start getting a bunch of historic stuff out. So there we go. That's what you want the deck to do. Okay, dig 5 cards deep. Untethered Express to fill to our hand. Push again. Oh, that was nice. Down to 1, opponents. And we get one more card. Whatever it may be. Anything? Okay, so that's good. What do we want here? I guess we'll get the Capetta Express. Okay, nice. Yeah, we're close now. We are close. Opponent, you have 1 turn left to turn this all around. Scurry Oak. Should I be worried about that? Frogmite, okay. It is a frog. Does it evolve? They counters on stuff. Wait, do they go infinite with this? No, they don't. Okay. Thought they did. Otherwise, that would have completely screwed me over. Okay. Anything else, opponents? Any other answers? We're still at... Oh, man. We're still at 25, by the way, so I think we got him here. Okay. Okay, so swing with 12 there. Okay, so that means that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, that's 24. So we do have to block at least something, just as a precaution. I think they have any pump. Crew here. But we don't want this to go, so we're actually going to crew again. Okay, so there we go. Block him. 11. Okay, opponents. They're going to eat their frogs to start pumping up Kina here. But we're still fine because we did chump block. That should be fine, right? Okay, that's their last frog they'll sacrifice, because they're not going to sacrifice the Valley Might Caller. Did we get there? I didn't do the math, by the way. Right. Down to 3. Okay, so I think we did it, everybody. I think we did it there. Yes! Victory, finally! Alright. Well, we almost made a mistake on that one again, but yeah, we got there. Alright. Vehicles. Doing it with extra combat steps. Fun. Okay, so with that ends this event. What did we get for our thing? Okay, Sid Tyler, that's cute. We actually got that one. We actually do need to do a Sid deck at some point, because that's going to be a hilarious meme video at some point. We'll do that one maybe on the live stream in the coming future. Okay, looking at the clock here, we are close to the end, but we do want to wrap it up a little bit longer, so we can do a couple more matches, and I think that'll be it for today, everybody. I still appreciate all of you being here with me today, so thank you for that. We'll continue on with the upgraded version. And we'll see how well it can do in regular Brawl. Just release a couple matches. But otherwise, yeah, deck is definitely fun when the matches go off, but it still feels like despite all the treasure support we have, it feels like we just never have enough lands, or at least not enough ramp. I don't know. Maybe. But what y'all think so far on this one? Does it feel good? Does this deck feel okay? Or maybe we should stick to vehicles in other colors. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Okay, otherwise, let's see here. Might be able to steal some stuff with Vaughn here. Let's see if we can get some stealing. Okay. Opponent is playing Fellothar. Is this something we should worry about? We did play the Commander version a couple weeks ago. Next Cycle was a great deck. Oh, now I do need to make that highlight video, by the way. That was actually a really good video, by the way, for highlighting. Okay. Tap land opponent. Nothing yet. Okay, that's fine. We will shock ourselves here. Putting down a Speedway Fanatic. Early game damage down to 23. First Blood. Okay, Forest. Sylvan Caryatid. So with Hexproof, that's going to be a pain to deal with. That's okay. We can still get around it. Let's see. This won't work with Speedway Fanatic for now, but that's okay. Okay, so let's see. I think for now, put the Forest down, put down Breaches. No attacks yet. So, at least now with this, with Vaughn out, maybe we should be able to then get some more value. If he taps the Sylvan Caryatid, it should be an easy swing here to start stealing some stuff. Hopefully. Opponents? Jadar, okay. We can get rid of him with Road Rage, so that's good. Make a token. Get a mountain here. Claymon. Jadar goes bye-bye. No, opponent. Sorry. Okay, in that case then, make a treasure token. Opponent will not block. Well, they'll block the Speedway Fanatic, but they can't block with the other card, so that means we get combat damage here. We steal a card from him, but we steal a fetch land, so deny them of their stuff. Okay, so we do have some treasures now, so that's good. We just need to now start getting some vehicles going, and we should be able to vroom our way to victory. Okay, opponents. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Anytime now, opponents. Oh, already? Well, I guess they'd had enough of us because we were about to go off there, but okay. I'll take the win. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Nothing fancy, but we got the job done. All right, so with that, continuing on, let's get some more wins today. All right, we managed to at least get our dailies done for the most part, the bare minimum. Again, 4 wins gets you at least 1,000 gold. At the very least, that's like 1 pack of cards in the game. 1 pack a day. But okay, so opponents, let's see what we got cooked up for this one. All right, so with that, moving on. Bristly Bill. Okay. Looks like it's a lot of green decks today we're facing off against. But we can get around that. Ooh, we got a turn 1 Ragavan. Oh, that's just so gnarly. Can our opponents beat out a turn 1 Ragavan here? We got the monkey. Okay. Oh, they do have an option. Oh, wow. Okay. So with that, well, oh, actually, we can do this. All right, that's out of the way. Monkey gets in a free hit here. Treasure token, and I will steal. Thank you very much. Thank you, opponent. I'll take a free card. So with that, what you got next, opponent? Bristly Bill coming down already. Okay, well, that is a choice. So with that, done with the Bugbear now. And let's see here. Swing with the monkey. Do you block? Wow, they don't. Okay. All right, free stuff. Thank you. Got the Warp Tusker out of the way. Okay, so with that, let us Abundant Harvest, get a land. And we'll pass the turn. It's going to be really hard to get around this, but our opponent is going to try. Sea Rainforest. Okay. We will slowly have to find a way to get around Bristly Bill and his ability. I mean, we do have plenty of ways of doing that with some of the cards we have, but it's going to be also a little bit tough because we don't have hard spot removal against something that gets bigger and bigger. But we will try. Okay, anything else, opponents? Beanstalk Giant, okay. Opponent is trying to get all of their lands out. Swing opponent. We'll just let that go for now. Heritage Reclamation. We will exile a card. We just want to do this just to draw a card. Okay, Command Tower is good. So let's see, Inventor's Fair. All right. Command Tower. And Bitter Reunion. Throw away the mountain we don't need. Draw 2. Okay, we're still getting lands, by the way. It's fine. Not a big deal. Maybe we can steal something from our opponent here. Come on. Give me something good, opponent. No, it's another land. Okay, well. Alright. Strike it rich. And we'll pass here. We can use Sokazin at least to kind of sponge hits for a turn or two. Maybe that might help us out. Another land for our opponent here. Bristly Bill, getting bigger. Getting bigger. Okay. Anything else, opponents? What else do you got? Anything at all? Don't keep waiting too long. So we can still protect ourselves with Tamiyo's safekeeping if we need to. And we do have other options here. Okay. For Lid's favor. Okay, so that means they're going to land. We get a lot more pump again. As long as we can keep sponging hits. Soak is in. Discard. Okay. Block with 1. Phew. Okay. Saving our life total here is absolutely critical now at this point. Inventor's Fair. Tangled Fluorohedron. We will swing here. Keep stealing stuff with Ragavan. I was like, we gotta get at least a good hit here somewhere. So we're at least taking away some of their most key cards here, because this actually would have destroyed us if they got this. Okay, opponents. Thus, Gruff Triplets. They will make some tokens off of that. Ugh, not good. We're gonna start pumping up the triplets now. Alright, so with that... Block with our token again. So now the triplets kind of make it hard for us to get through stuff, but we'll see if we can find a way out of this, but I don't know how. Sacrifice the treasure. Draw 2. Okay, Road Rage. That doesn't help us out too much right now because we don't have any vehicles out, but this is really awkward. Super awkward here. Okay, Gruff Triplets will start pushing through damage no matter what. Even if they die, they can still put all of their... What, the counters on stuff? Well, that's just disgusting. Okay. Well, our deck is not designed for big spot removal, unlike some other decks out there, because Bristly Bill's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. We can't do anything about it. We try to block for a bit, but the triplets alone can just start pushing through. So actually, it doesn't even do anything with Bristly Bill now. Dang. We did not get there. Push the limits here will be fantastic if we just had more vehicles in the graveyard, but we have nothing in there. We'll give it a turn or two more, but I think this one might be over. After this one, though, we will try to do at least one more match, and we'll see how well we go from there. So the next one will be the final one for today, everybody. Win or lose, that'll be it for us, because at this point, we're not surviving much longer. We've been able to chump block for quite a while here. But not looking too good. Okay, so... Another forest. Wow, we did not get any of our vehicles. I mean, I can still put down these two. Yeah, alright. You know what? We'll just cut this one. I don't think we were going to win that one anyway. Did we have fun with the match? No, we did not. That's okay, everybody. It's okay. Final one. Let's go ahead. Let's see if we can end out strong. So one more game. Win or lose. We'll see how well this one goes. But I still appreciate all of you checking in and watching just the same. I know it's not been the most flashiest of videos, but we'll see if we can get a lot more fun going for the next stream. I actually have a really cool deck for you. If you stick around for it, don't worry. We'll definitely show off this one a little bit before we are done with the stream today. Okay, and ooh, we're facing off against probably one of the most scariest of cards out there from the set. So Vivi can go off huge if we're not careful. We do have at least our enough lands. We have a Cultivator's Cavern. Okay, so maybe we might be able to do it with this. Okay. 3 mana. This card I think is right now like absolutely ridiculous. I think it's like $70, $80 for a single copy. Jeez. That's expensive. Okay, so in the meantime, let's get down the Shire. Alright, Arcane Signet. Get the ramp going. Charming Scoundrel. That's not too shabby. Speedway Fanatic. Get the attacks going. So let's see here. I think... Okay. Does our opponent bring in VV yet? Nope. Harmonic Prodigy. Okay. Untethered Express. Scavenger Grounds. Lumbering Roll Wagon. Yes, we'll get a land. Let's go ahead. Let's get out a forest. No attacks yet. So, let's see. Untethered Express actually will be solid next turn. We can get this in. We can do a lot of heavy damage very quickly with Speedway Fanatic. We'll try. I think we can get there. Roaming Throne. Ooh, opponent is not playing around. I want a copy of this card, but man, it's so expensive. Okay, so with that, Cinder Blade. Let's see. Untethered Express. We will crew it up. And we will swing here. Put a counter on it. Big choo-choo train coming down. Okay. I think we're ready next turn for our commander here, and we should be good to go from there. Okay, here we BB. One's also going to start getting aggro because they already can see our game plan is going to go off. So in the meantime, let's see. Cultivator's Caravan. Balthier Fran. Okay, so with that, let us crew up here. Crew up here. There we go. Big swing here. That's what we're talking about. All right, get our land. Mountain. Do you block, opponent? Because we're going to close this out quickly here if you're not careful. Down to 4 already. Nice. Okay, so unless our opponent blows away the whole board, I think we might be able to actually get this one here. Wow, we actually started off very quickly there. Very powerful. Vivi's going to have to go off here a ton. But let's see. Can they do it? Invert. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. It's a 6-3 already? Ugh. But they have only 3 mana left. So they have to close it out here and now if they want to win. Can they do it with 3 mana open? We're at 17 and we have no way of blocking. Is this enough? Clock is ticking, opponents. Combat tutorial. Okay. 15, 14. Oh, wow. Did they actually beat us? I thought we were fast, but... Oh, man. They actually got us here? Well, that's a shame. Okay. Well, looks like our opponent managed to get us here. Okay, opponent. Miss it. Okay, that's a little overkill. No need to do anything else beyond that. Unexpected request. Oh, come on, opponent. Now you're just showing off at this point. Okay. You did it, opponent. Wow, they really want to send a message to us. Just pinging away all of our stuff here. Dang. I guess it explains why VV is like an $80 card. I honestly thought there we had the game won. I didn't think they were going to be able to go off this fast out of nowhere. But at some point, we will try to, of course, build our own version of it on the cheap. But good lord, opponents. Not necessary. Literally one-shotted us there. Wow. I don't want to highlight that one, but that might be one of my, like, ways I might do that in the future. I don't know. Either way, yeah, that was the worst way to go out right now, but that's okay. I will still commit to it because, again, we do need to wrap this up now. But otherwise, let's go over the overall feeling of how this deck worked out for us, everybody. So, Pirates of Evilise. What do you think, everybody? What's your thoughts on this deck? Do you like this deck? Would you play this deck in any way, shape, or form? Truth be told, I like what it does, but I'm just going to be honest with you. There's a lot of solid vehicles now, enough where you can go in different colors, and I do like what the card is doing, but I think maybe, I don't know, maybe we misbuilt the deck. I don't know. We definitely were able to do some fun stuff, but it still felt like we were kind of having some struggles here and there. I guess that's how I feel. We were able to ramp out decently, but we kind of feel like we didn't have enough vehicles. Maybe we should have put in more vehicles for the deck. But it is kind of hard because these colors are not the best colors for vehicles. Most vehicle decks are in... We do have red vehicles, but most good vehicles tend to be in like other colors, white or blue. We've been getting good black ones, but green has gotten some better ones, but not the best ones. I mean, you saw the ones we did use. They're great, but it still feels like maybe we just didn't put enough vehicles into the deck. I don't know. You let me know in the comments, everybody, how you felt about this. Would I play this deck again? Maybe I would probably rebuild it a little bit, resculpt it. The budget one still does okay. And if you're interested, I believe, let's see, I think it costs us only like 14 rares, and I think a total of, if you were to spend real money on this, like 45 bucks, which is not too shabby. That's about the same price as like what, a pre-con if you just buy it off the shelf. That's not too bad. So that's how I would kind of feel about this. It's an okay deck. I like that they actually are trying to, I like Wizards trying to be more creative with different types of legendary cards. This definitely gives you an idea that if you are kind of bored of other colors with vehicles, this gives you at least something else to work with here. And it's different enough where I actually enjoyed it. But I feel like if you're going to go into Gruul colors, maybe it just needs a little better support. Personally, I kind of wish I wish Balthier and Fran actually provided support for mounts. If they provided support for mounts, I think this would be a much more stronger card. But it's not bad. It's just maybe, I don't know, maybe we just built it a little incorrectly. But I don't know. I probably won't keep this deck overall, but it still we gave it a fair try. The upgraded version definitely felt a lot better because we were much more consistent with our mana base, but there's just some things that maybe we need to kind of reevaluate. I probably would have to drop the actual pirates and stuff like that, and maybe just throw in some more stuff that's more practical. Honestly, I've really built this with more flavor in mind versus anything else, but it is what it is. In any case, I'll stop rambling for now. I still appreciate all of you watching for that. So before we end the stream, as always, we're going to give you a little idea that for those of you stuck around this far into the video, my true fiery friends, get a nice little sneak peek as to what's to come for the next one. So this was the one I'm actually super excited to do. So we'll be doing, we'll be doing a Towns deck coming up over the weekend. So this is actually pretty sweet for us. Wandering Minstrel here is a really fun card for us, and it actually does help us kind of give yet another kind of idea that you can play with if you like these kind of gimmicky land decks. This is going to be a fun one, everybody. I look forward to it. We'll be playing that one in Pioneer coming up soon. I still kind of dub everything Explorer, but it is Pioneer now. So that's going to be coming up. As far as our next deck tech that I'm already working on, Swing and Fling. So this one is, I know for some of you, it feels like it might be similar to Cloud, but it is definitely different in its own ways. But we do have enough support, thankfully, in this thanks to Final Fantasy, we got a lot more equipment support, so even Mono Red now can actually do an equipment deck. So I'm actually looking forward to this one. This will be coming up again soon enough. We just need to finish the rest of the actual recordings once I have time, and we'll get through that. As far as anything beyond that, I still have some more ideas that I still need to kind of build. Like, I have a Kefka deck that I want to start finishing up, and a Mono Blue deck. There's also going to be another ultra budget one for the main YouTube videos. But again, these are still in the planning phases. I'm still going to need more time to actually build those out, but I do know that they are going to be coming. So stick around for those. They'll be coming up soon. Also, I don't have it here yet, but next week is technically going to be, at least if you're an American, we do have 4th of July, and every year I always like to do a fun 4th of July video. So I'm going to try to see if I can try to push that out ASAP. Hopefully have enough time. However, just keep in mind that might mean that we're going to have to compromise next week one of our streams just so I can get in that video. So FYI, there might only be next week one stream, just letting you know. But otherwise, that's pretty much it for today, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody that did show up today, and I appreciate all of you that were here on the chat. Dan Splendid, Sneaky Toilet, always appreciate you two showing up for me. Anybody else that was just kind of lurking around, I still appreciate your eyes watching the channel just the same. Those of you that are watching across other formats, such as Instagram, X, Twitch, and of course YouTube, thank you one more time, everybody, and hopefully we'll get a chance to see you and interact with you all again very soon over this weekend, because that is going to be our next stream. We're going to be shooting for, most likely, I'm guessing Friday, I think, will be our next stream, which we'll have time to then do. But otherwise, have a wonderful week, everybody. We'll have a chance to do this again very soon, and I look forward to seeing you all there next time. But as always, before we send you all off, just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. We will see you again on Friday, everyone. Later.